the Canadian Contacts number 17. We are back, as usual, with our host, Abigail, and myself, Dylan. Today, we're going to be talking about kind of a bit of everything, and the big one that we want to talk about is NHL and how Edmonton just beat Dallas, and now we're on to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't watch hockey much, but I did watch that game. Are you proud of me?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, so what did you think of the
Um,
game?
you know, I saw it as like, of course, Edmonton's gonna win, and they just, they got a good track record this year. Like, their team's doing just as good as last year. But I don't know. Florida's it's a tough team to beat.
Yeah, you
And
having doubts?
with with last year, we went up to Game 7, so it was tied up. I think it might happen again
Mm.
because you know I don't know, something about Florida. Like, I know it's never happened where a team from the last year gets a rematch. Usually, the reigning champion doesn't win, but like it's never happened. But I
Mm-hmm.
think it's gonna happen this year. They're gonna win
Oh.
again, unfortunately. Um, as much as I want Edmonton to win, if Edmonton were to win, holy crap, that would be huge for Canada.
Yeah,
It would be our first Stanley Cup since 90. Is it 92?
93. That's a Montreal one.
93. Yeah.
They were last.
So it's been a long time since we've won,
Yeah. We are definitely
and
overdue.
yeah, we're definitely overdue. And like, honestly, I think we deserve it. It's been a long route of no Stanley Cup, and hey, we did win Four Nations hockey, so hey,
Mm-hmm.
that's a plus. Like, you know,
Yeah, but that one's a bit
but
easier to
yeah,
beat.
I do really hope that I really. Mm-hmm. I've already seen all the memes where it's like if Edmonton were to win, like the streets of Edmonton are just gonna go insane. Riots will happen.
Yep.
Um, yep, I've seen that. Whereas like the streets of Florida will just be a regular day in Florida.
Yeah. Well, I don't think many Floridians would really care about hockey anyways.
You think not, but they did sell out their arena last year. Pretty sure they did.
Oh,
At least when we were watching it at your place, like it looked pretty full.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just weird how people from the South can get into hockey to begin with.
I don't know. Well, most of the players are from Canada.
Yeah, that's true. But I do know, I think I saw a map once of uh, where all the players are from, and there is one from Texas. Do they even have hockey
There you go.
rinks over there?
Well, yeah, in Dallas.
Oh, well, I guess. Yeah, but I mean just for like recreational hockey. Do people really
Yeah.
play in Texas? They're not all, doing the
Oh,
horse
probably not.
races.
No. Mhm. I mean, I know there's the AHL, there's the American Hockey League. I don't know if there.
Oh,
I'm sure there's a team in Texas.
yeah, I guess so.
I don't follow the AHL.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I
But
don't know
yeah,
how they get into it.
I think if we were to win the cup, it'd probably even give some Canadians some hope that maybe all's not lost. I
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
don't know. Like, I still. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
oh, I'm just saying like I think we are better players though, and if you think about it, because most players are Canadian, we have won cups if you think of it that way.
Yeah. I also think it's like, Edmonton now is being backed by, of course, other teams because it's just a Canadian team, and it's
Yeah.
like, you see Toronto fans going to Edmonton. You know, I think that's huge. At least you're still cheering for a Canadian team.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we were rooting for Edmonton, just because they're Canadian. And we need all the
Of course, yeah.
representation we can get right now.
You're
Yeah,
not wrong there.
yeah. But I think it would be cool if they won. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Hmm.
Who's the guy who owns the NHL again? What was his name?
uh, Forget if he's actually the owner, but we always joke about him. It was I'm pretty sure it's Gary Bettman.
Yeah,
Um,
and it was him. Like you have
but
said, you
probably I'm sure
think.
there's like multiple owners.
Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't have a single owner, but
yeah, you think he doesn't want Canadian teams to win because they don't make money.
I don't know. That's the whole theory, the script writers or whatever. But
Yeah, I mean, when I saw Four Nations, I was. I mean, there were some things that were just like the Canadians could have done better with that. You know what I mean? Like the whole way they play the game
yeah.
just felt kind of scripted, but they did end up winning. So
Hmm.
I don't know, but we did
Yeah.
need that win for many
Okay, so yeah,
reasons.
he's the commissioner of the NHL. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
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 He is kind of like head honcho.
Mhm. Okay. So yeah, he controls it. I don't
Kind
know.
of, yeah.
I just feel like because hockey is our sport, we should have won way
Hmm.
more. But the fact that we're not winning, it just kind of shows that there might be something a little bit rigged.
Yeah, I mean, there could be multiple things. It could literally just come down to that. There's so many American teams, and it's just like most of their players are Canadian.
Yeah, you look
So
at the ratio. You
it,
know, how many Canadian teams
yeah,
are there?
it
Like
could literally
six?
just come down to that.
Yeah. But then
There's
there's
what,
like,
seven?
wait, seven teams? Okay, there's
No, seven. Yeah, I'm pretty
the
sure seven.
Senators, Leafs,
Yeah,
the
seven.
Canadians, um, and the
Calgary,
Oilers, Jets, and uh, what am I thinking of?
Calgary.
Wait, oh yeah, Calgary. Is that it? So seven. Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Does that seven? Yeah.
Wait, what?
Okay. Yeah, that's seven.
Okay, so
Is
there's
it?
seven.
Did we just say six?
I said six at first, but there's seven. There's seven.
Okay.
And then there would be then like 25 American teams. So, yeah, you look at the ratio, the percentage, and the fact that most of their players are Canadian, anyways. I guess it makes
Yeah.
sense. I mean, I do know personally a player on the LA Kings, and he's from here, all the way in LA.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just like. Plus, a lot of the Canadian teams besides Toronto are trying to build their teams right now, get better players so that
Hmm.
they can actually compete for the cup. I know
Yes.
Montreal's trying to do that, and of course Edmonton's been doing that. They got some good players.
Yeah. And they haven't really changed their
I think
players
that's what it's
much,
going to
though.
come down to. Is just that no, not really. There's a roster in a long time.
Yeah.
Like majority of the players have been on that team since I was just before high school.
Yeah. There's a really bad delay when you're speaking. But it's okay. It's not like that
Yeah,
bad. But
it's for both of us sometimes.
what?
I said we both are a little bit
Ah,
delayed.
it's okay. The conversation still works. Yeah. Um yeah, well, hockey isn't a sport that I've necessarily been into and still not really into it. I prefer soccer. Don't come for me. But I was raised by a European father, so um but like I've watched a few hockey games with you, and I mean it's okay once I'm
Yeah,
watching. It does get a bit boring sometimes, and I don't like that you can't always see the puck, so you don't really know what's happening.
I know. I was saying this to you when we were watching the game. There used to be, I don't know if anybody else remembers it. I think it was a thing where like it would help like draw. Like, I think some people just complain because it got in the way of the screen, but like they would draw like the line of like where the player shot it from,
Mm-hmm.
and it would kind of just follow
That
on the
would have been
screen. I
helpful.
forget if that was a. I think it was a thing.
Yeah, because most of the time I have no idea what's happening. You feel the
Yeah,
same?
I'm checking right
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
now. Oh, this was years ago. This is like 9 years ago.
Oh, and you remember
Yeah,
that?
people were like, so it was like a highlighted puck, but people are saying it was the dumbest thing ever.
Oh, okay. I think it
I
would
mean,
have
you
been
can kind of
helpful.
like, I mean, you can kind of like figure out where it is. It's like where all the players are.
Yeah, I guess. But
hmm
I don't like it when they all just pile over the puck and they're all just hitting each other and stuff. There's
hmm
just no action.
I remember last year when that's how Florida won. Is they just literally piled onto the puck. Don't let them get it. That pissed me off.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, but hey, it's a tactic that you got to use it if it's allowed.
Yeah, I guess. And it is allowed, isn't it?
Yep, it is.
uh, it just doesn't seem fair. I guess
I mean,
that's
what can you
life.
do?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know a lot of people in Canada are into hockey, so I can imagine the riots if Edmonton
Oh
were to
yeah.
win. Personally, like, I think it would be very exciting, but I don't think it's worth throwing a party over. Yeah. I mean, I've never watched hockey until I met you. Yeah. But I watched
Yeah.
soccer my whole life. So,
I think yeah. It'll. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what is your favorite sport to watch?
Probably soccer because I feel like it's like a lot that the stakes are higher.
Hmm, yeah.
Hockey being the close second.
Okay. They're very similar games, just one is on ice and one is on grass.
It is pretty similar.
Yeah. I mean, there are different rules, and I don't really like a lot of the rules in hockey either. A lot of it just
hmm
doesn't really make sense. I don't like that they can just add extra players and remove the goalie and all that. I don't like it.
hmm
And the net is way too small.
I think that they do that just so like it gives like a chance to the other team because a lot of the times you just can't break a defense on another team.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
But I
Oh
mean,
well.
Edmonton
Not
did
much you can
get,
do.
was it 6 goals? Yeah, they got 6
hmm
in the last game. That was crazy. And in the first period, I think they got 3. So we could tell from the beginning that they were going to win.
hmm
But then Dallas did get close.
Yeah, it was close, but
They never
I was like, watch it.
surpassed.
I was literally like, watch, it's gonna go up even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And
did.
it was a home game for them, too.
Yep.
Are they out then?
Yeah, they're out.
That sucks for them. Not for us. Interesting. I feel like the
hmm
NHL doesn't last very long. Like they do
It's
playoffs
only
forever and
from
then all of a sudden it's just over.
yeah, because they take summer break.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think, when does it start up? Is it October?
Maybe. It's been going on since October.
Yeah,
Hmm.
October 4th is when it starts.
And when is it over?
Well, that's when it started this season. And it finished. Well, it can keep going. Like it depends on how many games are played in the final game. Like last year, it went up to game 7, so that's 7 games of finale.
What? How are there that
So
many?
if both teams are tied up, it goes up to game 7.
Okay.
So 3 games and you win.
Okay, I see. Best
Yeah.
2 out of 3.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, interesting how they run it.
Well, yeah. In other words, other stuff, because I don't want to just talk about hockey
Okay.
today. Yeah. Like, what's been going on with Canada recently? Oh yeah, tariffs are back up. Nice.
Yeah, they're back. I didn't even know they
Oh
left.
yeah. I know.
So,
I was like, oh, I didn't even know I left. Nice.
yeah, that's exciting. However, Carney just allowed provinces to trade with each other. So the tariffs should
Hmm.
hopefully not really affect us anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's news. People are joking that Elon left the Trump administration
Yeah, that happened.
because it ruined his reputation. No kidding.
Yeah. I don't know what's gonna go. I have no idea what's gonna happen with that stuff. But um, like, especially with like the Trump administration stuff, I have no idea what role he plays. So.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know why he was there to begin
Hmm.
with. I mean, I guess they wanted to work together on like innovation and stuff. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, but I don't think the guy down south has like stuff for innovation.
no, he's moving backwards in
Seriously though.
time, not forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they partnered and Trump was babysitting Elon's son. Weirdest thing.
It's strange. I know. Things right now are very strange. Like there's just a lot going on in the world.
Yeah,
The
I
world is
heard
overstimulated.
yeah, I heard some people say that World War III has kind of already started. Um I mean, if you look in the past, these wars, there's always stuff leading up to them and then boom, everyone's on the battlefield. But the war kind of starts before people start shooting at each other. Like
It usually involves other countries
yeah, but
and stuff.
we're already in a trade war. That's official.
Yeah.
So that's already a war,
Hmm.
and all the other countries are participating as well. Well, I guess I wouldn't say it's a world war
Yeah.
then. I say it's the world against the states. But they could still win
Yeah.
because they're a very powerful country.
Hmm. Some may argue it's too powerful, where it's like, okay, you need to like lay back. But I think
Yeah.
that just literally comes down to who's in charge and
Yes.
the face of your country.
Well, I think
Because I'm
I
sure most people in the states probably just don't want to have to, don't want to go to war. It's
yeah.
kind of like, probably I'm assuming most people just this is kind of dumb.
I think a trade war is the way to do it. It's like these days like just shooting each other isn't going to solve anything. But crippling their economy, that is the way to do it.
I guess so.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like nothing has really changed yet.
No,
But not
it
everyone
has been
can
a strange
participate.
like for Trump's term like already. It's been strange because like it's like you don't know what's gonna happen. I always say this all the time. He'll change it. He'll say something, change his mind the next day, and then it's just like, well, now we're back to square one.
Yeah.
But like, it's been nothing but just annoyance for us as
Yeah.
Canadians. I'd say.
And honestly, like looking back from when he started, he hasn't really accomplished anything yet.
I don't know. Like, I think it might just be because he runs like a business and not
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm for the people.
No, he's just there to make money
Mm-hmm.
or try to make the country money, but yeah, at the cost of the people. But it's also really scary that there's still lots of people that support him. I don't see it personally,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinions.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just strange to me. I don't see any good coming from him. I guess again it
I
just
think
comes
it's
down to opinion.
yeah, like I feel like it's coming down to like he's basically acting like the world bully right now. Bully
Yeah.
people into submission and then
Well,
like get him to work in your favor.
people have been comparing him to a certain someone from the past. And it's kind of scary how close they are, belief
I
wise.
mean, they're
And
close, but not. Yeah, they're close, but not close.
yeah, but they're kind of doing the same thing. And Trump is
They're
like,
just doing it in their own way.
yeah, it's the mass deportations and putting illegal immigrants in labor camps.
hmm
Who does that remind you of?
Yeah.
It's really scary, and I agree
it,
that people should come to countries legally. I do agree. But the way he's taking on the deportations feels a little bit aggressive, and especially like when he's deporting American citizens, or like, if you're a kid and you were born in the States to immigrant parents who are not citizens, you are deported with your parents, even if you've never been to their country.
You're right.
I think that's wrong. I mean, I get if the
Yeah.
kid is little, like, who needs their parents, obviously they'd go with them. But I'm seeing, like, people in their early 20s getting deported with their parents and they don't even speak the
hmm
language. Like, it's scary what's going on.
Yeah. I think it's like it's an old school. Like he's doing it the old school way.
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
And I think I
And
showed you that video of the US Congress voting on if they should deport a child with cancer who's a US citizen, and all the Republicans said yes, they should be deported so they don't have to pay for the health
mm,
care, and the
yeah.
Democrats were just shook. And I think that is disgusting. If you have
hmm
cancer, you need to leave the country because we don't want to take care of you.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
I honestly thought it was hilarious because I was like, seriously, that's how you're writing it? Come on. Like,
Yeah. But the thing is, the tax dollars aren't even paying for health care. They'd
no.
be paying for it themselves, so I don't see why it's such a burden.
And this is what honestly I think, we should probably put like I feel like the age to be in politics should be a lot younger.
Yeah. Well, technically, I think it's 18 to be a senator,
hmm
but you have to be 35 to be president. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's fair, but also if you look at it, people our age aren't interested in that.
No, it's true because, it looks like a really, you know, job that nobody wants to do.
Yeah, it is a tough job, especially being in the
It
public
is.
eye
Yeah.
and everything you do
Mhm.
is being recorded. I don't know, it is scary, and especially, in the States where guns are everywhere, I'd be afraid of getting assassinated.
I also think it probably also comes down to like they just they have no interest and what's the word I'm looking for? Like also they like I knew if I were for some reason to become a politician, nobody would probably vote me because they think I'm too young.
Yeah,
Because majority of the population right now is older.
yes, it's true. And I know, like, I've considered running just for the city councilor, but I know people wouldn't even give me a chance. But I
No.
think, like, it's just a municipality. So in reality, there's not that much I could do. But I think I'd
hmm
be a lot better than most of the older people. And you don't have to be old to be smart. And
No,
I mean, I'm sure, and I mean, there's some older people that have proven that. I don't know. It's just, I wish voters would more look at the individual and their ideas rather than a party. And I've spoken to
yeah.
our MPP about that. And she's the only
hmm
independent MPP in Ontario. And
hmm
she agreed with me, and she said she hates the whole party system and how all of these MPPs and MPs who are part of a party, they have to abide to the party's rules, even if they don't personally believe in them.
Right.
So
Hmm.
it's
Yeah, I I feel like we should be able to vote like separately, like
yeah. Like you can vote
because
separately for the prime minister and your MP rather than just vote for a
yeah.
party.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, there's not much you can do.
Well, what are we gonna do?
Exactly, nothing.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe by the time our generation is older, things will be different.
Yeah, I can only hope.
I am looking forward to Gen Z entering politics. And I
Yeah,
already
it'd be
see
interesting.
some people our age running, but they just don't
Yeah,
win.
no.
That's the issue. So there is interest. Eventually they'll get in, but it's the
Mhm.
older generation. I mean I can see it myself if I'm like 70 years old. I don't want a 20-year-old representing me. I
No.
can see it. I can see it from that perspective. But
I
also
guess yeah, when you think of it like that, yeah.
but also if you're 70 years old, you don't have that much of a future. It's the 20-year-olds that have their whole lives ahead of them. They need
Hmm.
someone their age who actually cares about their future. Because these older
Hmm.
people, they're in the here and now. They're not thinking 20 years, 30 years from now.
Hmm.
Because they likely won't even be here.
When we're old, that's when we'll get our way.
Yeah, unfortunately. But then the younger generation is going to hate the way we're doing it, and then they're going to change it again.
Just like right now.
Yeah, it's a pattern, and everybody's raised
Hmm.
differently as well. And I mean, I'm nervous for Gen Alpha to enter the workforce. And I think the
Hmm.
youngest Gen Alpha is like, it's they're 13, or the oldest Gen Alpha is 13 years old now. So they're going to start working soon,
Hmm.
part time, like high schoolers.
Oh God.
Yeah, yeah. In 2 years, they'll be in high school.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a bit scary because we know Gen Alpha, they're the iPad kids.
Oh yeah. Everyone's favorite.
I can't see them being good workers. And I mean it's not every Gen Alpha. It's never all of them. Like there are some Gen
No.
Alphas, they're not addicted to the screen. But those
Hmm.
that are, especially the younger Gen Alphas, I do feel worried for them. And I see videos too of parents like recording their kids in a restaurant and they're like, he won't put the iPad down. But then the comments are like, you gave him that iPad.
I mean, it's true.
It's not the kid's fault. I don't blame them.
Yeah,
It's the
like it
parents.
comes down to parents. Yeah.
And they don't, and these parents, they don't want to raise their kids. As soon as they throw a tantrum, just give them an iPad and you don't have to deal with them for a couple hours.
Exactly.
That's what it's like. They don't want a parent. It's disappointing.
It is.
And I know when I become a parent, I'm going to do my best to avoid iPads. I don't even think I'll buy an iPad. There's no way. I wouldn't even use one. But they can
Dude,
watch
I thought
TV, but I just can't. I don't want them to have free access to the internet.
mm-hmm.
It's a dangerous place, especially for a child.
Thing is, I'm worried if like a kid were like, they weren't given an iPad, but then they go to school and it's like
I
everyone else
know.
has iPads.
It's the peer pressure.
Yeah.
I know everyone. And I know when I was a kid, even in like grade 8, iPhones weren't really a big thing yet, but like when I was entering high school, when I was in high school, I thought it was crazy when people would say, like, I got a phone when I was 6. Like, what are you doing with a phone at 6 years old? Yeah.
Yeah,
Cause
it
like
is strange.
when I was in elementary school, iPhones weren't super mainstream until I'd say I was in grade 5, grade 6.
Mm-hmm.
My parents didn't get iPhones until I was in grade 5. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that's when they had iPhone 4s too. Like they weren't, yeah, iPhones aren't what they are, weren't what they are today. Not everyone had them yet.
Right.
Yeah. I don't even remember them having flip phones, but they must have.
No, when I was young, well, maybe like the older grade. Actually, no, I don't think any of the older grades had phone.
No?
No, not when I was a kid. No.
No. I think we just relied on the landline.
Yeah.
I think my parents would really just go out without any way to contact anyone.
Well, that's just how it was, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Times have changed.
Yep.
I don't know how I'd be able to go out and just not be able to contact anyone or pull up a map quickly. Like, I got lost on my way to work yesterday. I just zoned out and I made a wrong turn. I'm like, hold on a minute. Where am I? But if I didn't have a map on me, I would have been screwed.
Right.
I mean, I know my way to work. I just forgot which way to go.
Don't make yourself look bad on the podcast.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm not usually like that. It's my first time getting lost going to work. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
good
That was new and
conversation.
true.
I love
Yeah.
complaining. Anything to add?
That's because it's easy to do. No, I don't think so. There's not much that's new. Like
Hmm.
other than like, yeah, that's it actually.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was a good talk. We explained what's going on in the world, hockey, and our opinions
Yeah.
again.
I think next week, I believe it's on when, because what, next week is June, right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
So Wednesday is the first finale game in the NHL. So we shall see. Can maybe see how it might end up going, depending on
Okay.
how the players play.
And maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode, and we'll see you in the next one.